is something that has bothered us, and we have always believed that the growth and development of the game should be a total package. So not just only the players, the coaches, the technical officials, those are the officiating officials. So it's everything that should move together. So which is why this course is very important because it has not been done in 17 years, and we have 13 candidates. I mean, young, brilliant candidates who are transiting from playing to coaching, and we just feel that this is the right time to get them, lay a very solid foundation for them, and build upon that. So, I mean, for us, it's a good investment, and we are very sure that as the years roll by, we begin to reap the benefits of this investment.
Okay, 13 candidates for this particular course. What's the spread like? The spread over the six geopolitical zones of the country, so that the aim of the federation to build and develop the sport across all fronts is actually achieved. What's the spread of the candidates here?
Well, coincidentally, we have a spread, but it wasn't deliberate. I must tell you that because the coaching course, the African body gave us certain criteria that must be met for you to qualify to attend this course. It wasn't at all common, even though quite a number of coaches applied. But at the end of the day, only 13 were selected. I can tell you that every zone is here, but selection was based basically on merit. Those who meet the criteria are spelled out. So it wasn't strictly our decision. It was as guided by the world body, also directed by the African body. So I can tell you that the selection spreads across.
For me, and particularly, I want to find out why the 17 years vacuum.
Okay, since 2017.
Okay, since 2017. That's yes. About 7 years vacuum.
Yes, about.
Is the coaching course supposed to be yearly or bi?
Not necessarily. If the African body deems it fit, and they put it in their budget, and then they select a country and say, okay, this year, well, because it's not every country that has the privilege of having this course. So sometimes, like recently, they had one in Egypt, and they selected 3 of our coaches here who are also attending this now. They were meant to attend it. 2 were on scholarship, and 1 was to sponsor himself. But we had issues with visa. So that was what actually pushed me and said, you know what, can you come and do it for us here? And it will now give an opportunity. Instead of only 3, we now had an additional 10 taking advantage of it holding here. So basically, it's in the budget. It has to be in the budget of the African body, and then your country has to be selected as one of those who want. So we've been having this conversation, but don't forget that out of that 7 years, about a year or 2 were taken by COVID. So nothing really happened, and that slowed a lot of things down before it started picking up again. So we are hoping. This is grade level 1. So one of the conditions is that once you are trained at this level, you have to be active as a coach. So you work for the federation, go and put to practice what you have learned. And in 1 year, how well you do that will determine whether you qualify for the grade level 2, which we intend to bring back here next year.
Okay, so that brings to the question that what would be the mandate of the federation to successful coaches from this particular course?
See, I think if you ask me, if you have programs and activities, the coaches will be engaged and they'll be busy. If there's nothing going on, they won't be able to do anything. So for them to be active, we need to have competitions, not just a national, but age grade, under 15, under 19, because really and truly, for coaches, there are different kinds of coaching. There are coaches who are knowledgeable in discovering young talents and grooming them. And there are those who are very good at taking those discovered talents, turning them into elite players. You know what I'm saying? There are 2 different levels. So these coaches are being trained and they all have their strengths. So we are going to deploy them, go out there, and the only way we can see them put to practice what they've learned here is to have programs. I can tell you on age grade, we talked about it, because the senior players are aging, they are not going to be there forever. So who's going to take over? So it's at under 15, under 19, that's where we discover them. We see the talents, potentials, and we begin to now direct them and groom them towards becoming champions.
Okay, I remember that at the last Olympics, we had Nigerians #1 and Africans #1 represented at the Olympics. I'm sure with this kind of coaching course, we should be expecting to have more more talented badminton players to represent not just Nigeria at the African Games but also at the Olympics. So what is your target, like the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, or before the Olympics in 2028? What should we be expecting in terms of getting some valuable, reliable, very strong badminton players to represent Nigeria?
I can tell you that Nigeria, we are not short of talents. We have them, many. I can tell you there are people who are knocking on Anu's door to say, hey guy, get ready to retire very soon. They want to take over. There are many. So what they need, which was what was the driving force for the launch, they need support. We need support and funding. If these players are not exposed, they can play all you know or all you like here. It will not make any difference. So they need to go out there to play competition. Play against the world best. That is how their own games can go. So I can tell you, if it's about who is going to. Right now we have 2 players who are already getting the attention of the African body, and because of that launch, one of them is going for a training camp in Malaysia in January, courtesy of the African body, and it's part of the program to prepare for 2028. So, I mean, the journey has started.
Thank you very much, Barrister Francis Orbih, for speaking with Totori News and the rest of us here in Abuja.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.